Hello everyone, I'm in Amsterdam today. Did you know that people in Netherlands have the lowest lactose intolerant rate? I think it's about like 3% of only Dutch people that are lactose intolerant. Interesting. But today, that's not what I want to concentrate on. I want to share some interesting fact that affects a lot of people, even people that can handle their dairy products. I want to talk about histamine overload. Since I was talking about the cheese in Netherlands, which they're famous for their Dutch Gouda, which is one of my favorite cheeses. But if you have histamine intolerance, histamine is a chemical that's involved in many body functions, and it definitely has its place. But if your body cannot cleanse, cannot degrade histamine properly, then you'll end up with histamine overload, which brings on allergic symptoms like sneezing, maybe headaches, eye irritations. I know years ago, out of nowhere, I became very sensitive at springtime to pollen, horrible allergies. And that lasted about 4 or 5 years. And then it just disappeared. And now I don't have any allergies, except once in a while cat allergy. But we're talking about histamine overload and certain foods like aged cheese that is high in histamine. Unfortunately, that's not the only food that is high in histamine or that releases histamine. There are some foods that are considered very healthy foods like spinach, avocados, strawberries, I think tomatoes, any alcohol, anything fermented, even though we think of like a kimchi, anything fermented sauerkraut that have prebiotics and probiotics and they're very healthy. But if you are type of person that has histamine overload, then you should absolutely stay away from those foods when your allergy symptoms are at the highest level. The good news is you don't like forever have to stay away from these foods. If your allergies are irritated, you're having the allergic symptoms, just stay away from these foods about 2-3 weeks and see how your symptoms can subside. I have a small, like a cheat sheet of certain foods. It's not a full list. The full list is huge. But I will put in a description the link that you can download. It's like a little cheat sheet of foods that you should stay away from. And also I put there a few foods that you can incorporate in your diet while you're waiting for your allergy symptoms, the histamine to degrade in your system. But, a lot of times people use over-the-counter allergy medications like Claritin. I know at the beginning I used that. But there are, if you're into alternative supplements, berberine helps degrade histamine. Oregano oil helps degrade histamine. There was actually a while back, I did some research. I think even THC helps degrade histamine. What I want to know, have you ever had, allergic reactions to certain foods? And if you do have histamine overload, what is your go-to solution? Do you use any specific supplements? What do you use? Please put it in the comments. That would help some people that are going through it or have the histamine overload symptoms. Well, tonight is our last night of the Janet Jackson tour. Together Again tour is ending. It was such a good run, and we're going to be missing traveling and seeing all the fans. If you're coming to our Amsterdam show, it will be so wonderful to see you. Otherwise, you stay pain-free and healthy. And please continue watching my videos. I love doing them for you and sharing some tips and self-help techniques for you. Be well.